Well, okay, we've got Maxime Bilet here. Bilet? And, I mean, congratulations on the enormity of this success. I think it's awesome that you guys have created this wonderful piece of work. What, when you started this 4 years ago, did you kind of anticipate that it was going to achieve this level of success? Ryan, I mean, 4 years ago, what were you thinking? Were you thinking that it was going to get to this place? Stuff you could come in?
There was very little projection. I mean, like for us, it was a sous vide bed.
Yeah.
It was one volume. We explore sous vide, provide very precise information, and just about. And then sous vide sort of photo style that did sous vide. And then maybe some other ways. So, we did sous vide. It's the modernist way. Let's do traditional cooking to compare sous vide and we said, you know, if you want to know all the stuff of the traditional and modern cooking, you should know the science of it. You should know how the heat conducts, how cooling affects, cooked food or just chilling and things like microbiology. If you handle sous vide cooking, you have to know how. Sorry, that. And then we did all these plate dishes, and then we said, okay, we did foams, gels, and we said gel is tofu, and then we started to do tofu and the customers, and they said, okay, then we'll do the modern. The full range and the ambitions grew and grew and grew because we had a team that was so creative.
Yeah.
So we never predicted it. I mean,
did it come from did the creation and evolution of the ideas? Because obviously you started with one focused, centralized concept, which evolved into a lot of different concepts. Has that added to your growth as a chef and your knowledge and understanding as a cook through? Would you say being in an environment that embraced creativity and knowledge, or was it the people that you were around that really affected your growth?
It was both. I mean, Nathan is such an enormous resource, and he pushes you. He gives you the freedom. I mean, I had a lot of freedom to create. It was my passion to create, and I got to share it, and I got to develop that a lot. So, as personally and creatively, my development, very much benefited from this process. Yeah. And from Nathan, because he always gives you that insight, and if you're willing to take it further, if you're open-minded, and that's where we're connected. With the context, we had the equipment and the resources to do whatever we wanted. It was just the desire to push that far.
But here's the thing that I'm curious about the most, because you've spent 4 years creating a book.
Yeah.
Okay? Not a book, the most probably kick-ass book that's out there. Not just even like cookbook, probably the most kick-ass book. Like, it's so comprehensive. It's just astounding how far you've taken this book. But I guess what I'm interested in is the fact that chefs, primarily, you're cooking in a restaurant, and you understand how people perceive your food. Right. Because you stand at the kitchen when the plates are coming back, and you understand, did that dish work? I don't know if it worked or not. But you've spent 4 years investing in dishes and concepts with very limited feedback from outside sources. So do you kind of get this notion where you're like, are we doing the right thing here? Are people going to dig this? Is this just me that likes this? Or is it universal?
That's where we were very lucky, is that we didn't have an audience in a traditional setting. We didn't have service. And we missed it. Once in a while it was nice to do service. But we had Nathan and we had chefs coming through, and so we always had, for us, the authority on it. And they're tough. I mean, it's not like we don't get away with and we're very. This is the most important thing of the process. We're very hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
So we had many tastings. Yeah. And it would get shot down a lot, and we had to be very quick in the turnaround. All right. With the omelet, we tried 100 versions of dilutions of it. This much egg yolk, this much butter, this temperature. Taste. All right. We narrowed down to 10. We have 10 winners, share it with all the chefs. We like this one, we like this one. And Nathan says, let's use a pastry cone because I love pastry cone, then we do this one. And it develops. We have to in 4 years, even for our process, I'm so pleased with how much we were able to create. with the respect of the ingredients and the respect of the process. We didn't just go blow through it. We really embraced making it as perfect as we assume. I mean, and we say best bets for most of our parametric recipes, all these tables. Say best bets. It's always personal. It's always okay. I feel like this is my favorite. Now, many people may disagree, but you have to start there. And then we started with, and then we had this very constructive critiquing system, and we ended up with something that I think is very precise and it gives confidence to chefs.
I love that.
Because we stand by it.
I love that. I love that. You know. Tell me what's next. Do you have an idea? I mean, I don't know the Modernist Cuisine. I don't feel like it's going to end, but I feel like you've been there for 4 years and you invested in something that maybe you thought was going to be a project that maybe last a year or two, and here you are 4 years later. You had to have learned amazing life lessons, and obviously you've grown as a chef and as a person. You have like aspirations to go out and beyond and share your knowledge and gifts and passions. Hey, somewhere, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, with the book, I feel like we've done that so far, and so the honest truth is, I haven't looked beyond it yet. We have
makes sense. That makes sense. In order to achieve what you've done, I feel like you have to be right here.
Right, and we're focused on sharing it now. We created it, and like I said earlier, it wasn't happening in isolation. Within the context of much critique. I mean, every chapter has its specialist review it. I mean, it was very much in that context, but still in isolation. And now we're sharing it. And it's going to take maybe up to a year to do the proper book tour and talk to people and share that passion and say, right now, when we started the book, we felt like the soul of food was missing, that essence of food was becoming diluted with all this stuff, and we wanted to with science, with taste, with passion, investigate that and re-empower it. Give people, say, hey, this is possible. You can do this on this scale. And next, I think there's many things we can do. I mean, we've had many offers for many possibilities, but I think we need to settle down a little bit and then refocus. Get together and calm our minds and be like, all right, what's the most important thing we can do next?
Well, listen, as a humble purveyor of unique ingredients, and as someone who prides ourselves on trying to find interesting niche, artisanal, and the best of the best products out there, it's such an honor to have been working with you for 4 years, and it's so crazy to finally beat you right now. It's always the weirdest thing, but it's like awesome. I'm just like, I'm so proud to play such a small part in what you've done, but really it just warms my heart to see the innovation and passion and dedication and commitment, and it's there and evident, and I love it. It just inspires me. So, thank you.
Well,
so much.
Let me tell you
for working with Mikuni Harvest for 4 years. I saw our ingredients all over the menu tonight, and it was inspiring.
And I want to compliment you on exactly that. Our goal is to make delicious food, whatever that is, and it always begins with a good product. And when we had access to your beautiful list and that connection with. Let me give an example. Like recently, we were doing chef dinners. You gave us this blackmouth chinook.
That black
salmon. From
it's from John Baldy, his boat. He's a family fisherman. He's a cowboy fisherman. He goes out at 4 in the morning. He comes back at 11 in the morning, and we get 17 fish from him.
And the tenderness of the flesh, and the passion of that transfer. I remember every time. Look at this fish, it was fish this morning. It's perfect in the detail. You can't happen. You have to start there. Then technique happens, and whether or not you want to be slightly complex or simple, you want to pan fry it, go for it. Our idea is that because of the precision, we can treat that ingredient better. Like cook it at 43 Celsius, so it has that custody texture. It's barely warmed through, but it's cooked. It's not. It's just right.
Awesome.
You honor that product. So that exchange that we have with your product is just as important as anything.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time. And thank you for supporting our company. This is